Welcome back to Primetime Local News. Josh and Buck here for a little sports talk on a Monday. Some exciting news locally with the regional basketball championships, first ones ever for the Lloyd Comp teams, and plenty of playoff hockey as well. But let's start with playoff hockey. The Bonnyville Pontiacs, the best season in the program's history, not the best start to a series in the program's history, getting blown out in Game 1 and then losing in double overtime on Saturday night.
Yeah, more than anything, Game 1 is Game 1. And sometimes you get a good start, and then sometimes you're almost over-jacked, as they say, the kids say, for Game 1, and you don't do the right things, and they lose that first one. But that second one's a heartbreaker. You lose in double overtime. Spruce Grove's up 2-0. Now they go back to Spruce Grove for 2 games, and it's going to be a tough one. They have to just, it sounds cliche-ish, but just go out there and win a period at a time, a shift at a time. Go out there and try to win on Game 3, because if they lose Game 3 down 3-0 against a Spruce Grove team who's pretty good, and they got a pretty good defenseman who calls Lloydminster home in TJ. So, you know what, if you look at that, Bonnyville needs to win. And if they don't win Game 3, she's done.
Indeed, especially with a team that defensive-minded and that good on the defensive end as a whole. Not to mention Davis, the goaltender, played spectacularly in the first 2 games for them. Another playoff series going on, Game 5 coming up, and that's tomorrow.
Yeah, the Saskatchewan League final. St. Walburg and Hillmont, and again, another one that was somewhat similar to the Bonnyville series, where Hillmont had their chances. St. Walburg wins in overtime. And the other night, Hillmont had a nice, comfortable lead going into the third period, and the third period let them down. St. Walburg kind of rolled in that third period and picked up a win on Friday. And now they're down 3-1, Hillmont is, and they're back home tomorrow night, which is a big game for the Hitmen. St. Walburg's a good, solid hockey team. They're a little bigger. They have some good local talent, and they have some few boys from outside of this area that have come in and have really made a difference in that organization over the last number of years. Their first year in the league, but they're showing they belong, and it's going to be a good game tomorrow night in Hillmont.
And as you were kind of mentioning with the Pontiac series for Hillmont, it's got to be the same thing of, obviously you're disappointed with the last game's result. It still comes down to not taking a shift off. As much as you might be hyped when you're at home, or as much as you might be tense because you realize you have to win this game, try not to overthink every play or try to do too much on every play.
Control your emotions, and that's what playoffs are. It's controlled emotion, controlled aggression, and right now you're down 3-1, so every time that you finish a check, don't go beyond that, because all of a sudden you result in a penalty. You don't want to give up power plays in the playoffs, and power plays can kill you in the playoffs, and for the most part, it looked like it did against Bonnyville, it looked like it is against Hillmont. So right now, they just have to go out and win a shift at a time, a period at a time, and try to get to the next game. That's all you want to do right now. If you're Hillmont, if you're Bonnyville, you just want to keep on trying to win. Try to get back to Bonnyville, because honestly, they're down 2-0. There is a chance Bonnyville Pontiac fans may have seen the last of Pontiacs for this season. Which
will certainly be very disappointing for that group of fans that filled the R.J. Lalonde Arena on Friday and Saturday. Even closer to home here, the Lloydminster Comprehensive Barons basketball team, as we said before, their first ever Saskatchewan Regional Championship. And really quick, the men's team winning it all, and they will be in hoopla this weekend with plenty of momentum.
And they've played against some pretty good teams along this season to get ready for this. So they played against teams out of Saskatoon, Walter Murray. They also played against Leopoldus out of Regina. So they've had some pretty good competition against some pretty big schools. Leopoldus, I'm a Regina boy. Leopoldus is a big high school, very good football program, very strong basketball program. And Murray, too, in Saskatoon is another good, strong program, a bigger school than Lloyd Comp. So they had good challenges against them, played good games against them. So a good sign that maybe they are ready for hoopla and ready for the big stage.
And that'll also come down to consistency, as each game will be single elimination. And just like that, your end could run in late March. We'll have more after the break and more in the next hour on Primetime Local News.